Hey, welcome. I'm going to show you the simplest, most powerful asset that you could build for your business. And I like to call it the one asset to rule them all. That's because this is how you get unlimited clients on autopilot, build relationships with top experts in your field, even if you feel like they're completely out of reach, and become a trusted authority, all with one simple asset. It's the one thing that nobody wants to put in the time to do, and I'm telling you, it is so powerful. Okay. So, in a very short amount of time, I'm going to teach you how to scale up your revenue, your authority, and your network all with this one simple asset. So, it's like you do it one time and you're set. Okay. That's why this is one of the most powerful things you can do for your business. Okay. To just show you an example, it's a $50,000 launch I had with this one simple asset. So, that's how you scale up your revenue. This simple asset also allowed me to meet someone who was completely out of my reach, and this is like a big celebrity in one of my e-commerce business. I'll reveal how this happened, but this person is a big time influencer. I mean, like so high up there with one of the most powerful, influential websites in this niche, and I got to work with him. Okay, and not only that, I got to turn my friends into. I'm sorry, I got to turn my competitors into my friends with this simple asset. And if you haven't guessed it by all the pictures by now, this simple asset is a book. Okay. This is how I was able to leverage one book for just one of my businesses and turn my competitors into friends. I was able to build insane programs and do amazing things, grow my network, my revenue, and my authority. And I was a complete nobody in this niche because I was not an influencer and it was just a side project that completely blew up. And the best part was I won a award for my book. Okay. So that's how you also scale up your authority. And I started getting invited to podcasts, stages, and all these amazing things. And it's something that you can do over and over again. Okay. So this webinar is for anyone with some kind of high ticket program. So whether you're a course creator, a coach, an expert, any kind of business, and ultimately it's for business owners. So you got to be a business owner or it's not going to be useful for you. Okay. So if you want to learn how to become the number one most trusted authority in your niche, you got to have a message and you're looking for a way to partner with people that are way ahead of you. Okay. And the best way to do that is to have an asset. Okay. And I'm going to show you why this asset is better than a podcast, a TikTok, Instagram, YouTube show, or any other thing. Okay. Because it's way more powerful. So you're going to see why publishing a book is the best way to build authority, and not just any kind of book, something that I like to call an MVP. And I'll explain what that is in just a few seconds. So I'll show you a proven way to write without spending years struggling from writer's block or suffering from negativity and all those amazing excuses that people come up with. Okay. Writing a book is one of the simplest things that you can do more than anything else. And I'll show you why using this simple method. Okay. I came up with a really simple system that I have used and worked with other people who have used the same exact system to get amazing results. So here's an example of just one screenshot from one of my accounts with one book. Okay. These are just like, if you want to get results like this, like it is one of the best things that you could ever do for your business. Okay. Books are monetizable. Okay. That's why I said if you have a high ticket program, this is one of the best ways. This is how you get your customer to climb up the value ladder from one simple paid book to some 5,000, 6,000, $10,000 opportunity. And then eventually 10, 20,000, $30,000 masterminds. You can sell anything really, but a book is the best way to build authority, credibility, scale up your influence, and take your customers through a journey of internal beliefs and external results so that they want to keep working with you. This is why I believe books are better than any other form of marketing out there. Here's another example of one of my accounts. I have a lot of experience publishing books. I did not take a course. When I got started, I knew nothing about books and I kind of failed my way into it multiple times. I've had many flops, but I've also had many bestsellers. And in this webinar, I'll teach you how to write a book fast for your business and how to turn it into a bestseller and all the other amazing things of how to leverage your book into opportunities. Here's another example of someone that I worked with, and they are just absolutely crushing it. Okay, so if you want to scale up your authority, I want you to ask yourself, what would happen if you were the number one most trusted authority in your niche? Okay, so if you scaled up your authority, what kind of things would open up to you? What kind of influencers would be reaching out to you? What kind of customers would be lining up and finding you instead of you trying to hunt them down? So if you want to scale up your revenue, ask yourself, What would happen for you if you had a reliable way to consistently get clients on autopilot? Okay. And you have clients that are graduating through your value ladder, whether they're just coming into your funnel and just finding out about you coming from cold traffic or just through organic means, and then slowly working their way, buying some lower ticket programs, and eventually signing up for your mastermind and high ticket programs and spending tens of thousands of dollars with you. And then what would happen if all the top experts and influencers were reaching out to you? They were hearing about you through your book or your platform or your brand, and they wanted to work with you and partner with you in some way, and they're opening up their networks to you. Now they're connecting you to their high level friends, they're connecting you to their customers, to their email lists, and their all the amazing brands and stuff that they have under their belt. Now, instead of trying to work your way from each simple thing, you can just leverage someone else's network and just open doors that you have never seen before, that you couldn't even visualize, okay? And that is why you need to have this one simple, powerful asset, because it is the best way to do this, even if you feel like you're a nobody. Because I've done this multiple times. So, an MVB is what I like to call the most valuable book. The most valuable book is way better than getting a best selling status, because everyone is just gaming the system. And I can teach you how to game the system yourself. And in some ways, you can do that. And you can say you have a best selling book, but who cares? How valuable is the book, and what kind of results are you getting for your customers or your readers? That's what's more important. And that's how you sell $10,000 programs. Okay. Not by gaming the system and climbing the charts on Amazon. Even the top NYT, New York Times bestsellers list authors game the system. There's services available to everyone to game the system and get a bestseller status. And that's why I think it's complete bullcrap and I don't really care about it. It's nice. It's really nice to say that you have a best-selling book, but what's more important is that you should focus on the most valuable book. Best-selling is overhyped and temporary, whereas most valuable book is real and long-lasting. Here's an example of some actual MVBs. These books were written decades ago, and that's why I say long-lasting, okay? 1966, Breakthrough Advertising. 1983, Ogilvy on Advertising. 1923, Scientific Advertising. Ask any top copywriter today, and they will tell you these are some of the most valuable books on the planet, okay? And these books were written decades ago, decades ago. You know, some of these are so old, 1932 for testing advertising methods. Okay. What podcast or YouTube video from even a year ago can you talk about where people are still recommending it and they're always getting drowned out? This is why I say if you create this one simple, powerful asset one time, it will still be valuable from decades from now if you do it right. And I have a simple method for you. Think and Grow Rich. This is one of the most popular examples of a really popular, valuable book. The Psychology of Persuasion Influence. This book is amazing. When this book first came out, the author said that it was a flop. Nobody knew it was. It was supposed to be sort of like an academic book. But now all the top business people suggest this book. All the top business people suggest this book. And this was not even the audience this was originally intended for. And now, since then, the author has come out with many more books directed towards the business category. But that's the powerful thing about MVBs. They open doors and they continue to open doors that you cannot even see. You open one door and suddenly there's 10 new doors. You open one of those and there's 10 more doors. And that's why I believe this is one of the most powerful assets you could build and the simplest assets that you could build to completely supercharge your business. Okay. So just to show you some results, this is one of my closest friends now. His name is Ryan. He went from completely broke to and in debt to now making almost $500,000 a year in passive income, all from books. Okay, so we worked together. I helped him out. I gave him some techniques, and then he started taking off on his own. He taught me some stuff, and now we are very close friends because of this relationship that we started out with. Here's another example of Ryan's results. Here's just one account that he has. He's absolutely crushing it. And he's got multiple books. As you can see, it says he's got 78 books in this one account. So as you can tell, we've tested a lot of things. And not all 78 of these books are actually crushing it. There's probably like, it's the 80-20 rule. So I would say a good 20% of the books are absolutely crushing it. And then like the top 5% are like getting insane results. That's just how it is, right? Here's another one of the accounts. This one just has 12 books and it's done almost $2 million in sales. Actually, this is $2 million in passive income. So if you double this, it's close to $4 million in sales because this is an Amazon screenshot. Here's another one of my buddies. I left his name out because he kind of wants to stay hidden, and that's totally fine. He's absolutely crushing it with books, and you can see we sell it around the world in different currencies. And so he talked about the power of hitting $12,000 days. Okay, $12,000 a day, and this is all just from book sales. We're not teaching people how to. This is a brand new thing that I'm talking about. This whole offer that I have for you, if you're interested. But we learned from the hard way. There was no program that existed that taught us how to do this. We failed over and over again. And eventually we just started making so much passive income that it made sense to just keep investing our money into it and develop new techniques, discover new businesses, new ways of doing this. And so that's why we got really, really good at it. Would you like to know how exactly how we're doing this? Okay, so I'm going to reveal to you my exact system of how we create bestsellers on demand, okay? Without struggling from writer's block, without taking a really, really long time, months, years, talking about it, rewriting, and all that stuff, and then suffering from negative imposter syndrome. Okay, we don't deal with any of that crap. And here's just a quick screenshot of us. We've done $10+ million in book sales without a publisher. We've done multiple bestsellers. We've won awards. And best part is that we've leveraged our books to build profitable partnerships with big, big companies and influencers and other high level people who had to go and find us. That's the amazing part. So books are the most powerful asset that you could build for your business. And I like to say you should create a book more than write a book, because that's what this formula is about. It's so different from what everyone else is teaching out there. And it's not about like those short 24-hour books. Those are the kind of things that you should not listen to, those are the kind of time wasters that you should completely ignore. Okay, because those 24-hour books and things, like, yeah, you could do that. You could use Chat GPT and AI and stuff nowadays and just rip off a book and just kind of have AI write it for you. But that's not how you provide insane amounts of value. That is not how you scale up your revenue, your authority, or your influence and your network. That's not how you scale up your network. Those influencers are not going to be impressed with those 24-hour books, okay? That's not how you scale up your network. It's not how you get invited to podcasts and stages. Instead, you should do what I'm about to teach you. And it's completely automated. That's the best part about it, okay? It's just a simple sales page to order form and then one or two upsells. That's it. And then I have some emails and stuff that go out for people that bought one thing or no thing or everything, whatever. I continue to build a relationship with them, and then I work them through my value ladder so that they eventually buy more expensive stuff. It's common sense. It's what everybody's teaching nowadays, right? Everyone talks about high ticket coaching and high ticket sales and all that stuff. It's not that difficult. Okay. If you have a high ticket program, you need to have a book. I'm telling you, it's one of the most easiest things you could do to scale up your business. Okay. And that is why all these people are doing it. Ramit Sethi, he just came out with a Netflix show to 200+ million users, growing his brand, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And all of that started with that book he's holding in his hands right there. Alex Hormozy, he sells a book. He doesn't want to sell high ticket programs. Instead, he wants to go way, 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 way above the highlighter, skip that $5,000, $10,000, or even $30,000 programs. And he wants to just take a cut of your business and take you from $3 million to $10+ million, $100 million, whatever. He's very smart. That's why he's blown up nowadays. And everybody loves his book because he just took his simple framework and he turned it into a book that is very, very good, provides tremendous value. Okay. And that is why he's blowing up. And then we have Vishen Lakhiani on the right, who also has multiple books, and he's built $100+ million business. Okay. This is Ramit's website, just to show you, Alex Hormozy's website. Even the top masters like Tony Robbins and, Dean Graziosi, all these people, they have a powerful book that does amazing things for them. Russell Brunson has built $1 billion software company doing this. That's why every one of these top people is writing a book, okay? Whether you're suffering from imposter syndrome, you don't feel like you have the time, or there's too many people already with books, or you already have a lot of competitors and they're selling a lot of things and you feel like you're not as good as them, or you feel like it will cost a lot of money, I just want you to remind you, I want you to think about how all these people who are very successful nowadays started out self-publishing. Okay, every single one of these books is a banger, a super smash hit book. So even if you think it seems really hard, I'll show you why it's not. I'll show you how it's so simple. And if you feel like, okay, that's great, but will this work for me? Absolutely. So we're going to teach you everything that you need to know in a very short amount of time. And I'm pummeling through this presentation. It was normally a 2 hour presentation. I'm just pummeling through it. So I'm sorry if I'm going kind of fast, but I want to get on a call with you and explain how I can help you personally do this for your thing, because every business is unique, and so we need to get on the phone and talk more about it. Okay, books are the best format to consume information, better than YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all those other stuff. Okay, it's the best way to get people to believe in you, build a bond with them, and become loyal followers. Okay, and why is it better than podcasts, YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok, and all that stuff? Because they're constantly bombarded with ads and other content suggestions. They're driving their car while listening to a podcast or an audiobook. They're constantly doing something else, right? Whereas with a physical book, they can't do anything else, okay? Their eyes have to be completely focused on them. And the more important reason is the dangers of not having real leads. When you have a podcast or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok show, you're using a third party platform to leverage their subscribers and turn them into your followers. And one day you could immediately get shut down for saying the wrong thing or just because of an algorithm change. It happens all the time. It's happened to me multiple times, and I have to constantly beg for them to give my account back. And it's just crazy. So you can be shut down, lose everything. These are not real leads. They're someone else's leads that are just sharing them with you so that they can make some money. And you get peanuts out of that deal. And the worst part is you get stuck on the content hamster wheel. You have to keep consistently creating content over and over again, and the content has to be good, right? You have to spend hours and hours and like years of your time just consistently growing your platform. And these are very powerful assets. I do recommend, them for once you get to a certain spot. But wouldn't you rather do all of this once and then have it work for you instead of you consistently trying to get diminishing returns on someone else's platform? And that is why you should have a book, okay? These are all huge energy and time sucks. You can call them investments, but they're really time sucks, okay? Books are monetizable. No one's paying for a podcast or YouTube. Books are giftable. People actually buy gifts and give them to someone else. And that's how you become even more monetizable, because in just one simple funnel or website, you can sell more than one copy of the same exact product. And then now your ad spend has already broken even and you're becoming profitable with just one simple product, okay? That's why it's already so much better than a podcast or YouTube. Okay, you can acquire customers with paid traffic. It's scalable. If you sent paid traffic to any of these other platforms, you would lose money instantly. You would have to make it back on the back end. And then it's like, okay, not everybody can do that. Okay. You'd have to have a lot of cash flow to be able to do that successfully. But with books, you can start on day one. In fact, you can start on like day -10, because I'll show you how to pre-sell your book so you can quickly become profitable. And the power of attention with a book is so much better than any other thing. Okay. You're getting a lot less attention than you realize. So these are brain scans of what people's eyes look like when they're open or closed. So just imagine if someone is reading a book, okay? Their complete attention is in what's in front of them. Otherwise, they have to reread it. So books can scale any kind of business. There's a SaaS programs, supplements, more supplements, coffee, consulting programs, software, billion-dollar softwares, conferences. And then you can just take your one book and turn it into 100 different books. And that's the power of branding. Okay, it's so once you have one book, it's so easy to niche down and just have someone else rewrite it for you, or you just sub niche down, and it doesn't take very long to do this. Then you can create low content stuff like journals. Ramit Sethi just recently did this. All he did was he had a book from 10 years ago and he relaunched it as a journal, and now both of these are selling even more, and then feeding his brand and sending lifelong customers who fall in love with him because the book is amazing and then the journal is amazing now. And look at all this hype for it. It's a freaking journal. Like, it's low content. It's so easy to put together a journal. It's like 5 pages just repeated over and over again, right? These are some of the secret advantages. If it's a digital download, it's a low cost with high margins. Physical book, you can ship it to them, get their address, you can get their phone number, you can get their email. Print on demand. You don't have to have a warehouse full of these books. You can just do print on demand. Once you get the order, someone will print it and ship it out for you. You never have to see them. It's all taken care of in the back end. It's completely automated. And again, like I said, books are the best kind of gift. If someone gifted you a podcast, it's not really a gift, right? They didn't invest in it. They just shared a link with you. So it's not the perceived value is much, much lower. Even if the podcast is really, really good. If someone gave you a book, it takes physical space in their lives. It's on their desk, in their bookshelf, somewhere in their physical lives. It is taking space, and that's the amazing thing about it. If it was like a sales letter, they'll just throw it away, right? And the most important advantage, hands down, is that books are one of the best, if not the best, way to build authority. You're going to amplify all your marketing strategies because everything will align towards one crystal clear message. And this is why it's your greatest opportunity right now, because most people don't want to take the time to write a book because they think it's hard, because they don't want to suffer from writer's block, or they have imposter syndrome. They don't think they're as good enough. All the stuff that people say when it comes to writing a book, they don't want to do it. And that is your advantage, to take advantage of that and then have the best book in your niche and crush all your competitors. Doing this will remove all the confusion and add more power to your marketing, because you have to hone in your message to write the book. And once you have a crystal clear message, the book just writes itself. It's so simple. And I'm about to share with you an even simpler method for writing your book super fast. And of course, authority builds loyal fans for life. So, wouldn't you want to get a loyal fan for life? They buy one book from you and then they buy everything else from you, even no, it doesn't matter how expensive it is. So you can win with a book in even the most competitive categories. This is what I want you to think of yourself. If this was your blank book, I want you to visualize your book. And this is your business. It's a castle. And then so you come out with one book and then another book and then another book. And then, like I said, this is the power of branding. Now your brand is instantly more powerful and appealing than all your competitors, just because you have these monetizable books and you're making more revenue. You're scaling up your profits. You're scaling up your influence, your authority, because now people are like, oh man, this guy's got 3 books. He must really know what he's doing. Now you're getting invited to other people's podcasts and stages. Then now your network is growing because you're connecting with all the top level people. Okay. Here's some examples of just taking one book and then spinning them into a bunch of other books. And you don't have to write all of them yourself. You can have them ghostwritten. Once you have all your main messages done, you can have your VA or your assistant or someone else write all this stuff for you. It's so easy, and without losing the sight of the heart of your book, the message. All of that is going to be baked into your brand. So you can go on the left or the right. I'm going to show you the right, and it's so much easier. This is how we're getting deals with $100 million companies and like big billion-dollar studios like NBC. These are all companies. I can't share everything with you, obviously, because there's like some of these big companies have big contracts and stuff, and we can't talk about everything. One of my buddies, like Ryan, I was talking about, was in works to do one of the official coloring books for The Office, one of the most successful TV shows in the world. I can't talk much more about it. I don't even know if I was actually supposed to say that, but like I said, this was one of the biggest authors in the barbecue niche. I had a barbecue book and I wanted to see if I could do a barbecue e-commerce business. So I went to a conference, I met him. He didn't know who I was. I don't even barbecue or really eat meat. And he thought I was kind of crazy for having a barbecue book, but he saw my book and he was completely blown away of how I was selling it on a funnel. He had a traditional publishing deal and he was just complaining to me about how, they get all the money. He gets really nothing out of it. And he has one of the world's most successful barbecue websites. He makes a lot of money from it, way more than he did from his book. And then he hired me to basically do the same thing for him. Okay, I walked out of this conference, met a big time TV producer. I got merchandise deals. One guy, I needed to record a video course and I couldn't be the one to teach the video course because, again, I don't cook barbecue this way. So I went to go find somebody in that conference to record the course for me. And then I found a world champion to record the course for me. And he was like, dude, please let me record this for free. Why did he do that? Because he was blown away by my book. He's been trying to write a book for years. And so he was like, please teach me how to write a book the way you did and how you're selling it. And then I will do your course completely free. And he did. And those are screenshots on the bottom left of how we did that. Then we made more deals. Then he created world-class rubs and spices and stuff for me. And then my e-commerce business blew up. So again, are you seeing how I scaled up my authority, my network, my revenue, all from one book, even though I was a complete nobody? I don't even eat barbecue or cook barbecue. But if I can do it in this one niche, and we've been doing stuff like this over and over again. So that's why I'm telling you, this is really powerful. Then I emailed some of my competitors. I got a hold of the CEO and I was like, hey, you don't have a book, but you have a course that's better than mine, because they have big amounts of money. I only got one world-class pitmaster to teach in my course. They had like 30. So I was like, hey, let's partner up. I have a book. You don't have a book. I have spices. You don't have spices, and all this stuff. All this came from, like, again, you open one door, there's 10 new doors. You open that door, there's 10 new doors, right? Now I turned a competitor into a friend, and they were like, yeah, it's a no brainer. We got to work together. So I won an award, Scaling Up Authority, becoming this is the National Barbecue Association of America. It's the biggest association in the world for barbecue. So it's like in the business of barbecue. It's not just about like, oh, cooking barbecue is fun. It's a passion. No, it's a huge business. It's a huge business. I'm in with that association, so the entire board members and all that stuff, like they know who I am. They would invite me to podcasts and like their stages and stuff like that. They want me to speak. They want me to consult with, like, they're opening their network to me. You see what I'm saying? One book opens new doors for you, big doors. This is my buddy. I can't talk much more than these. These are big companies in the food niche. Same thing, he's getting big contracts and deals with, like, these big companies reaching out to work with him to create a book really fast. Many people think, oh, I'm not good enough to write the world's best book. This seems kind of hard. So most people don't start out that way. It's completely fine. Look at Russell Brunson. He has created multiple books by being a master curator. Like a third of his book is teaching his own stuff, and another third is like him leveraging other people's expertise. Okay. Tony Robbins does this. Malcolm Gladwell, one of the world's best renowned journalists and writers, does this. Okay. Most of his books are like this. He goes and finds stories and then he curates them. Tim Ferriss, one of my favorite entrepreneurs, did this in his book. Okay. Very successful book also. Formula. Are you ready? This is the world's simplest formula for building your most powerful business asset. Okay. You're going to be shocked about how simple this is. It is 33% storytelling, 33% teaching your framework, your techniques, whatever it is that you already do in your business, and 33% curation of, which really is leveraging other people's expertise. Okay. So there are some things that I like to call writing accelerators. So you can have a simple proven blueprint just like this one. Okay. This is what I use. Very simple. I use a question bank. It looks like this. Okay. I just have hundreds of questions. Once you start answering a few questions and you go down the rabbit hole, you've got like an outline. It's so simple to write the book. You don't have to struggle from writer's block. All of that stuff is such BS, especially when it comes to writing nonfiction business books. Okay. And you got to know where to dig. Once you figure out what the pains are, everything just falls into place. If you figure out what the biggest pain is, you know what the solution is. That's all it is. You just find the pains, you know where to press, you know where to dig. And then by the end, I'm going to teach you my secret tools. This is pretty much what an MVB looks like. If you want to have the most valuable book in your niche, you just start with a really big idea or, in other words, a new opportunity. And it's got to have a great storytelling. It's got to be practical, right? Teaching your techniques. It can be conformative techniques. It can be resources, scripts, formulas. You give a visual roadmap so they can see from start to finish. And that's how they trust you and they build a bond with you. And it's got to be kind of conceptual. So, the expertise, the knowledge, and the wisdom. And all of this, with the storytelling makes it emotional and relatable. And that's like the heart of the book. So we've published books in categories that we know very little about. So you can trust me, you can do this. So make sure you look for opportunities, whether it's level 1 or level 10. You figure out where in this you are. I don't recommend level 1 because that's the most basic stuff. That's where most of the junk is already hanging out. Give that kind of stuff away for free. You don't want to solve level 1 to level 5 problems, and you want to be somewhere in the middle or towards the end because that's where the really big opportunities are, and that's how you scale up your network and your authority. So you study the top books. This is kind of what I did. I just bought all the top books. I looked through them. You read as much of them as you can. I read all of them. And then this is what I looked like. I just opened up all these books. I looked like a madman, but it was so simple. Within a week, I just figured out what my outline was, and it was so simple. Almost every book is always talking about the same thing. It's almost true in every niche, whether it's consulting, barbecue, food, business coaching. Think about it. Every program now is pretty much teaching the same thing, right? So you just research the reviews, you read what they're talking about, 5-star reviews, 1-star reviews, everything in between. And all the gold is right there hidden in plain sight, guys. I'm telling you, that's the thing. And no one's taking these opportunities to write valuable books. And they want to write 24-hour books because they want this to be an easy thing, or they want to turn on a camera or a podcast and just record some simple stuff and not really do much, right? So some might, whether you don't have enough experiences or results, or you don't have the right relationships or friends in high places, or you feel like you're not good enough, imposter syndrome. You don't have to suffer from this, okay? All you do is you find one big problem that you want to position yourself around as the expert, and then you identify every single smaller problem in that big problem. You just give them the solutions. And then you connect each solution and pain with a story so that it's relatable, it's emotional, and then it becomes really valuable. Okay, this works in any business. Okay, I just run surveys. It's I just run a survey to cold audience because I had no list. I was a nobody in this business. And then I pretty much for like $200 built a list of 1,000 people. Started selling. They just started giving me all the exact words and phrases to use in my funnels. And then again, gold hiding in plain sight. All the words are already there. Everything that you need is already hiding out there, especially with the internet nowadays and chat GPT and AI and stuff. I wasn't even leveraging AI before. I am now. And then you basically just put it together in an outline. And this is how you write a book super, super fast. I mean, you can do all this in like a week or less, man. Like it's so simple. Uh, it's the formula and following the techniques that's where the value is. So if you want to know how to do this, and if you want me to walk you through this and help you come up with a transformation session or a game plan for you, then I highly recommend that you get on a call with me. Okay. And I will help you create the most valuable book in your niche because there's so much more I want to talk about, but I can't. Right. And so, I want to help you leverage these relationships. I want to show you how I'm like social proof. I want to show you all these amazing things of like, um, these are actual like top people pre-selling their book. Okay, uh, they're pre-selling their book, and I don't know if you recognize any of them. Jay Shetty is probably one of the biggest ones. On the left, Rupi Kaur, she wrote a poetry book, and now she does like big events, sold out events and stuff. And the guy in the middle has a YouTube course how to crush it on YouTube. Of course, he's holding a book, right? And that's why all these top people are coming out with the books. And so I would highly recommend you pre-sell your book. Okay, that's my secret sauce. Okay, you just create a sales page, just like this one of these. You use ethical principles and basically of conversion, just like Russell Brunson does, Akbar Sheikh does. All these top people. You get social proof. Once I start running ads, people start commenting on them, and the book is really good. So the book is really good, it's like they come out to you and they start commenting on your live ads and stuff, and then everything starts converting even better. And I start hooking them up, and then they give me even more value. And then like literally, it becomes so easy to get social proof, and I just put it back on my funnel, and that's how you get to your first 100K really, really quickly. So again, I'm blowing through this really, 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 really fast. This is a 2-hour webinar. I'm trying to do it really fast. I'm getting invited to podcasts and stages. Those are the world championship winning, barbecue champions, restaurateurs, and they have their own businesses. They get consulted by $100 million businesses, and they're begging to work with me. Okay, so that's how you do it. So like, if you want to scale up your network and meet amazing people like these who help you and you help them, that's how you do it. Okay, and then you scale up your revenue. And so if you run through the numbers, this is the value ladder, right? So if you run through the numbers, so if you can sell 1,000 copies of your book at just $10, and these are just random numbers, okay, $10, and you make $1,000 in sales, but if just 1% of those readers buy your premium service, your high ticket program, for that ends up being 10 sales of $5,000, you've made $50,000 in sales. But these are such conservative numbers, right? And if you're just absolutely just your funnel sucks and everything else sucks, if everything else sucks, then these are like bare bottom numbers. You're still crushing it, right? If just 1,000 sales of your book at break even produce $50,000 in sales for your high ticket program, like how amazing is that, right? And then you just scale everything up, and then you can 10x this. You can make $500,000 in sales every month, or whatever numbers that you need to hit. So just to recap, an MVB is what you need to focus on, not a bestseller. Okay, bestselling is awesome. And I hope you do create a podcast. I hope you do have all that stuff. But don't get stuck on a content hamster wheel. Create the most powerful, simplest asset in the world for your business today, and pre-sell it so that it's proven. You can get experts to write content for you. These are all stuff that I had to skip over so much amazing content in this webinar. But if you get on a call with me, we can talk about all this stuff in more detail pertaining to your business. And hopefully you're right for the program that I have for you. Okay. I have the most amazing program. Literally, okay, if you found this training valuable, I have something that kicks it up to an even bigger level. Okay. So if you want to get this done ASAP, like literally, I have a blueprint for how to do this like in a very short amount of time. Some people take 8 weeks, some people take 12 weeks, and then some people take, a few months. It doesn't really matter. You just need to have your book complete. So literally we have like live coaching calls to crush all your pains, all your problems. There's other people going through the same exact journey as you, and they all believe in the power of the most world's most simplest, powerful asset, which is the book. Okay, you'll be connected with a community of other people doing the same thing, and you can contribute content for each other. It doesn't matter what niches you're in. There's always some form of leverage, or you open up your network to them, they do it for you. It's a give and take sort of relationship, and that's how you build the most powerful friends and relationships, right? I have a Rolodex. Once you need to have the book designed if you want the book to sell well. You need to be have the book formatted. You need to have the book edited so the book is polished and written well and flows and the information is solid. You need to have someone who's an expert at running ads. You need to have an expert who's someone who's an expert at creating the funnels and all this stuff. So I have a complete Rolodex of all this stuff, and I'm the one going to be helping you through all this stuff. So if it sounds like it's right for you, and again, I'm giving you like insane amounts of value. Like literally, I have a secret vault of all the stuff that's just done for you, like all the amazing high converting ads of other people's ads, of my ads, of high converting sales funnels of other books. I have case studies. Literally, just you can just plug in all this stuff into your business. All you have to do is just follow the 33%, 33%, 33% curation, some of the teaching, some storytelling. Simplest formula ever for writing a book, but you just have to. Once that's done, everything else is taken care of, right? You just hire the editor. You don't have to spend hours. I've spent so much time looking for all these people and then redoing covers so many times. I've redone so many covers, redone so much formatting. You don't ever have to suffer from all that because I have all the best people already done. They're already put together for you. I'm going to basically just hook you up with everything. You just have to hire the right people, and you don't have to, you save hundreds of hours of time and money by not hiring the wrong people, right? I have checklists. I have the question bank. This is one of those writing accelerators. These are the writing accelerators I was talking about. This is how you write, even accelerate the production and the creation of your book even faster by just using these tools, just answering questions, and like everything just flows. So if you want accountability, if you want help writing the most valuable book in your niche, I am here for you. Okay. My 100% success guarantee is that you will launch your MVB. If it takes you 12 weeks, then fantastic. If it takes you longer, I will keep coaching you until you succeed. That is my promise to you. And I'm again hooking you up with all the amazing things. Like you can literally just install these funnels into your programs. The ads, the people, the network. So if you want to scale up your business, your authority, your network, your influence, your profit, your business overall, and ultimately, I think this is the ultimate benefit. If you want to scale up the happiness in your life, okay, then I suggest that you book a call with me and let's talk about your business and let's figure out how to make this book work for you. And we'll give you the shortest path to success. And I guarantee that you will have your MVB. Okay. I hope to see you on the call and I wish you all the most success in the world. And I hope that one day I get to read the most valuable book in your niche and I hope it's yours.